All right, Heat 3 is on its way. Boat number 1, Gold Coast Dragons, are about to start. Again, they've got a running start. When they cross the finish line, the time starts, and there they go. There goes Gold Coast Dragons.
And now boat number 2 is about to start. This is Ottawa Dragon Boat Club from Canada in the all red. Very nice.
Matthew, boat 1, they've got looks like a paddle in the back of the drummer. What is that?
Now, yeah, it looks like the drummer, in fact, has a paddle in the back of their PFD or in the back of their shirt. In these 2,000-meter races, because they're so long and occasionally things happen or the boats get jostled around, it's good to have an extra paddle on hand to give if somebody loses their paddle, if they drop it, or if it breaks even, which happens occasionally.
There goes boat number 3. That is the CSDC Liquid Assets, and they've got a very fast start.
Looking very strong. Coming up behind them in boat number 4, just started paddling, is Pickering Dragon Boat Club. Looking very cool as well in their white caps and black and red shirts.
Lane 5 just started off. That is the 22 Dragons from Canada.
And it looks like boat 6 is getting ready, coming up to the line, coming up to the starter. This is the Raisbury Dragons from Great Britain.
Look at the stroke, very long strokes.
Especially for these 2,000 meters, you need that nice long stroke. You're paddling for 9-10 minutes.
A lot of the Asian teams, when they make a start on the 2,000-meter race, they've got a very high rate, and the water just sprays up. With a lot of North American teams, they seem to want to catch longer and deeper.
I would agree. And you can even see that in boat number 7, who just took off, H2O Montreal from Canada.
And that's the higher rate you were talking about?
Yes, yep, that nice high rate, like some of the Asian teams that you mentioned. And behind them in boat 8, also starting, Neckar Dragon from Germany. You can see the steers also has an extra paddle. And again, just in case something happens.
But this paddle's on the helm instead of the drummer.
That's right.
So if they break a paddle, you'll see the drummer or the steers grab that paddle from the back of their life jacket and slide it up the middle of the boat to the person who's broken their paddle. And finally, boat number 9 is off. That's the Philadelphia Dragon Boat Association on its way. Looking down the race course on the south side, the first boat has made its turn. Gold Coast Dragons appears from our point of view. Looks like they've cleared the turn very easily.
And it looks like they decided to take the outside at that point. Coming into the turn now, though, is Ottawa DBC.
They're going through the
turn corridor.
Excellent.
Very nice.
See that back just kind of slips around the end. They have to, again, go through the corridor and through the outside buoy. Followed by boat 3, CSDC Liquid Assets, and they have missed the turn. Boat 3 has cut on the inside. Penalty officials will assess that, and we'll see what the results are.
And now Pickering Dragon Boat Club is hitting their first turn, taking a little bit of a wider turn, hitting some of the orange buoys on the outside. And again, it's not always necessarily great to take a super tight turn. Sometimes you want the momentum to swing you around on a nice wide turn. Like this, for example, Pickering on the right side of your screen, just clipping that buoy. Perfect.
Boat number 5, 22 Dragons from Canada. Steersperson's only using one hand, but again, they're getting through the corridor very cleanly, and they exit around the right side of that last buoy, and it looks clean.
And now boat number 6, the Raisbury Dragons, the only British team in this heat, is coming through, followed very closely by H2O Montreal.
I noticed that a lot of teams, when they're going through this corridor, they're trying not to hit their paddles with that buoy. So you see some paddlers lift their paddle just to avoid colliding with the buoys itself. A lot of these paddles are carbon fiber, and they do not like being impacted by objects.
That's right. And having the drone here is perfect, too, on the turn. You can see really the right sides of all these boats going really nice and long, powering that boat through the turn. And now we see the final boat rounding it out, Philadelphia Dragon Boat Association, pulling through. They're going to round it off outside of the buoy. And they're clear. Very nice.
As Matthew finishes the second turn, I look down to the course, and we're at the second turn. Boat number 1, Gold Coast Dragons, makes their turn cleanly, followed by boat number 2 through the corridor, the Ottawa Dragon Boat Club. They all come through the corridor very cleanly, followed by boat number 3, CSDC Liquid Assets. These three teams seem to have a very good spread between them. Not a lot of bunching up, which is a good thing for race officials.
Nice and clean, nothing dangerous. Everything's all good.
Here comes boat number 4, Pickering Dragon Boat Club, entering the corridor. Again, this team is staying in the middle of the corridor. They're not hugging the buoys per se, and it looks like a clean turn. Boat number 5, entering the second turn. This is 22 Dragons. And if we look at this entrance into this second turn, we have a bunch of teams coming our way. Matthew, who do we have coming up, bunching up here?
It looks like we have boat 7, H2O Montreal, that we saw before in the first turn, is now passing Raspberry Dragons. They do, well, unofficially, from our point of view, have right of way. Which means, and I think this is maybe the first time we've seen this, boat 7 will have right of way to take the inside turn corridor. Boat 6, the Raspberry Dragons, will have to follow behind or take the outside.
And you're right, boat 6 is taking the outside turn. Boat 7 is taking the inside corridor. Boat 7 comes through the corridor cleanly. Boat 6, Raspberry, has taken the outside without being in the same corridor and colliding with the other team. But there comes boat number 8 on the inside corridor. Boat number 8 is Necklace Dragon. Boat 7 comes exit out of the second turn cleanly. Boat 7 is good. Boat 8 is on Necklace Dragon on the inside. Boat 6 on the outside.
And now we see Philadelphia Dragon Boat Association, boat number 9 coming through. Beautiful drift through the turn. And they're going to power right out of that turn.
So boat number 8 has caught boat number 6 as well. So 2 teams have passed boat 6, boat 7, and boat 8. Boat 7 being H2O Montreal, Canada. And number 8 is Necklace Dragon.
And now on your screen we see the final turn. Gold Coast Dragons pulling through. Looking very strong.
There's still a lot of space between the first and fourth place teams.
That's right. And we also saw Gold Coast Dragons cut outside of the turn corridor at that last buoy. That is perfectly acceptable. No penalty will likely be given.
Excellent. Boat number 2, Ottawa Dragon Boat Club, trying to track them down. They're trying to catch them on the final 500-meter stretch. Boat number 3, entering the corridor, CSDC Liquid Assets, and they run right on top of the buoy but do not cut inside. It appears to be fine. Here comes boat number 4, Pickering Dragon Boat Club. Again, entering the corridor very cleanly. A lot of space between these teams, which is a good thing.
Great work by all steerers here today, really. These turn corridors are narrow, and they are not easy. And coming in now is 22 Dragons from Montreal. A nice tight line. And coming to the middle of the lane, very smart.
Okay, we have some bunching up again that's coming your way. Let's see what happens here.
And now in the middle of your screen, we continue to follow 22 Dragons as they make their way down the final straightaway, the final 500 meters of this race number 3, 2,000 meter Senior B Mixed Final.
Boat number 1 still has that oar on the back of the drummer, means that no one has broken their paddle in this race.
Now coming in order after boat 1 is boat number 2, Ottawa Dragon Boat Club.
Coming to the finish line is boat number 2, Ottawa DBC, followed by boat 3, CSDC Liquid Assets.
Now these are Senior B mixed boats. Senior B meaning 50 and above.
Boat 4 coming our way. Coming to the finish line is the Pickering Dragon Boat Club.
Looking very strong after having paddled 2,000 meters. An impressive job by the Pickering team.
So these all came in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Yep.
And who's in 5 there?
5 is 22 Dragons out of Montreal. You can see the steerer trying to help the boat along as they finish these final 50 meters.
That drummer is just beating that drum as hard as he can to encourage his team to the finish line. These paddlers look knackered. And here's that bunch-up crew that we were talking about. Sorry, we didn't get to see that corner turn, but they look to have spread out from each other. And it is boat number 7 coming through the H2O Montreal, Canada. Followed by boat number 8 on the inside. That's the German Mixte Dragon from Germany.
Finally, boat number 9, Philadelphia Dragon Boat Association. Still looking very strong, paddling to the finish. And you can see the steer, Bill Heffernan from the U.S., taking his oar out of the water.
Guess the least amount of resistance. He's bent down to give that team the best chance to get the fastest time.
That's right.
Good on Philadelphia.
And rounding out the field is boat number 6, the Raysbury Dragons of Great Britain. Paddling hard, paddling strong. These final meters of race number 3, Senior B Mixed 2000.
Excellent race today, everyone. We're now going to the next race, race number 4. This is the Senior A Mixed Standard Boat.